Hello and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in.
Hello, we're so excited to bring you this special episode all about the new book. So if you've been following us on socials, you know I've been writing a book. The title is Ending Body Burnout, a functional medicine guide for busy women with energy, mood and gut issues. And it will finally be released at the end of this month, which is super exciting. It's been a almost 2 year in the making project. So we're super excited to celebrate, or more, the impending birth of the book baby. So we thought we'd do a special episode so that you can find out what you can discover inside the pages.
Yeah. Hey, but before we dive in, for any of you keen beans, we're currently running a pre-release book launch sale. So buy the book before it's released and you will receive nearly $300 worth of bonuses for free, including the Beating Body Burnout and Perfectionist short course.
And we're also going to chuck in a live event, a workshop with Chris and I called Communicating with Symptoms.
So good.
Which will go beyond looking at symptoms at a physical level, and we'll actually be giving you some really practical, unconscious change tools that you can use to switch off symptoms. So you get that when you buy the book before it's released. And also I'm throwing in my gut movement masterclass that I did a couple of months ago.
So good.
With clients. And it will take you through a gut flow movement protocol from top to bottom that will help with beautiful digestion.
So good. And finally, also look out for our live book tour events across Australia over the next few months. It's going to be awesome. We're really excited to do this launch with you.
Yes.
Stick around, guys. We've got a great episode for you today.
So the other day I put up a poll on Instagram and Facebook about potential topics for this episode, and there were 4 options. So option A was a reading from the book. Option B was my emotional roller coaster that I've been on to write, publish and launch the book, and also how my body communicated to me during the process. Option C was a look inside the book, what it's about, what you can discover inside the pages. Or option D was how I wrote, published, and planning to launch the book. And I had an even mix of responses. Thank you so much if you were one of the ones that voted. I appreciate you, although the responses were very mixed. So then it's just like, okay, what will we do this podcast on? So we thought we'd actually do maybe 2 or 3 different episodes over the course of the next couple of months. Today we're going to dive into what you can discover inside the covers. The emotional roller coaster option did take the lead only just. So stay tuned for this one at the end of the month. We'll be doing a recording on that.
Love it.
Okay, so first off, I want to acknowledge our amazing sponsors who believed wholeheartedly in this book and were willing to back me in its creation. So that was Nutripath Functional Lab Testing. They are amazing. We use this company for all our lab testing. I absolutely love them, and they're great. Our other sponsor was Primal Alternative. We having Helen on the show. So Helen is the founder of Primal Alternative. She's an amazing woman from Western Australia and is building a primal alternative empire of grain-free bakery goods across the world.
So good.
And so look out for her episode. I am pretty sure that one is coming out next week. And our other sponsor was Happy Biome, which is a natural skincare cleaning product. That is actually my other baby. If you haven't, and not many people actually know this, that we have another business. We kind of call it the sister business, and it is all about providing you with beautiful, organic, toxin-free or low-tox products, so that you can trust them and you don't have to try and find good things to put on your skin and in your home.
I love the Pit Potpourri, my favorite deodorant, and Balmy Better. I use Balmy Better on my beard. So any of you blokes who like beard balms, Balmy Better. If you're looking for a natural one, there's a little plug there.
Awesome.
It's very nice.
I would actually say my favorite product is the Lovely Face Cream. It is the most divine face cream you will ever experience, and it is not oily like a lot of like natural products can be. So it's water-based, and also Pit Pot Puree deodorant for the win. I wear it every day, and it's never failed me.
There's bosom balm for nipple chafing, cracked nipples as well is a big winner. We do sell a lot of bosom balms.
Bosom balms. Yep. Okay. I also wanted to thank a few other people as well. I mean, not that this is the official book launch, but there were just some people and some businesses that I just wanted to mention in this podcast episode. So first of all, the beta readers who gave some really constructive and I would even say brutal feedback when the book was in early drafts. So these were some amazing women that just really provided such good feedback, and the book would not be the end result that it is today without their feedback. So Erica Mansfield, Alana Kirkwood, Sally Milbourne, Elizabeth Diakos, Katie Tangney, and Emily Johnson. Thank you so much. You ladies are awesome. And also I had some just amazing women who have also endorsed the book since it's been in its final draft and provided such beautiful and lovely quotes that have actually gone on the covers and inside the book. And I reckon let's read some of them. Chris, do you want to read some?
Absolutely. Dr. Christy Goodwin is a speaker, researcher, author. She was on our podcast, episode 13.
Yes.
Tech Habits and Burnout. So I don't have my glasses, but I'm going to give this a crack anyway. So she said, Ending Body Burnout translates complex science into digestible, pardon the pun, and practical information and strategies the reader can apply to better understand their health. Philly has distilled common health issues facing stressed and burned out women into relatable case studies. This book is a must-read for any woman who's experienced burnout and is looking for science-backed solutions. Even though it is targeted towards women in title, as well as the case studies, dudes, men, gents, dads, it's there's lessons to be learned in there and insights to be had for sure, definitely.
Yeah, well, a thing around that was like in our business, we are we work with men and women. But when I was thinking about the book, I'm like, oh, who do I specifically want to target this to? And a lot of the book is my story as well. And coming from the space of woman and mother and some unique things that happen to women or for women. But yeah, no, we've actually had some males purchase the pre-release copies, so you will get so much value out of it. You might just want to skip the section around vaginas. It's only like a few pages. Other than that, all of it's quite applicable to males.
Bookmark it, dog ear it. and that I guess is the thing. Burnout for mums specifically is huge. We are living
working mums.
Yeah, working mums. Yeah, so specifically working mums is huge. We live in a time and an era where these roles of stay at home and take care of the kids, that we still kind of have those cultural norms, at least in our society anyway. We live in Australia, but we have this new evolving transitional culture of you can do anything you want, which is beautiful. We've got two daughters. I want my daughters to be able to achieve anything they want. So equal rights, girl power, all that awesome stuff. But there's still this hanging on of the culture and the beliefs and the stories. You put those two things together, and unless some stories are changed and tweaked and made more empowering, burnout, it has to happen. You're on a collision course. So I think in the case studies, I can't remember which of the women in the case study.
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
Okay, FYI.
I've read it once.
Chris, you have not read it word for word.
Yes, I have.
When?
Excuse me.
When did you?
I have read this. I just have also contributed to it. So I haven't probably read the last episode.
You have contributed to it, hence why you are with author on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
nice.
yeah. It is. So I'm
Chris Billette also ran.
Also ran.
Do you know, have you heard of that poem? No. The also ran. Like, and Philippa raced down the sideline. She scores. And Chris Billette, he also ran.
Well, okay. So we had a little chat too, because this is a question that may pop up when people are like, actually, who is the author of this book? So it is, I am the author. I was the one that did the hard yards, writing it, putting it all together.
This is not my work.
But Chris is also, I
wrote the section on vaginas.
No, you are a contributing author and you are on the front cover because I wanted you to be there because it's as much your thought content, your IP, your method as it is mine. I love you.
Oh, hon, thank you. I'm glad to know being annoying has served some purpose.
But that doesn't make up for the fact that you have not sat down and read the book from front to back.
I haven't read any book front to back. Oh, dear.
Okay. All right. How about...
Actually, that's not true. I've read a lot of books front to back. Hey, shall I read this next one? Okay, Lorraine Murphy, best-selling author and founder of Lorraine Murphy. She said, burnout can be a bewildering place to be, and what we need in that place is expert information, a holistic approach, and someone who has not only walked that path themselves, but has helped thousands of others to do the same. Philippa, with this book, does exactly that.
And I loved that from Lorraine. If anyone wants to search her up on Instagram or Facebook or her website, she is a business coach strategist, but really specifically around creating a business around the life that you want so you don't burn yourself out. So that was really special coming from her.
Super cool. All right, and the next one, Jeannie Savage. She's an author and entrepreneur, better in business and Cloud9 strategic, and she'll be on our podcast soon.
Yeah, I think in November.
Have we? You've
no, haven't recorded it yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Chatting to lovely Jeannie next week.
Okay, cool. So this book is, okay, this is what Jeannie said. This book is gold for any woman juggling all the things and stuck in the B word. Busy. After experiencing my own body burnout, gut issues, allergy, fatigue, I know just how much it can impact your ability to function in business and in life. Philippa's step-by-step process is what I wished I had years ago. Thanks, Jeannie. That's awesome. You know what? My favorite thing when someone says, I really need to do this. I should do this. I've got to do this. I have to, need to, got to. And there's a lot of guilt and shame tied up in change, isn't there? And I think you are where you are. You're at where you're at. Maybe you wouldn't have learnt to value this stuff until you went through those experiences that you went through, as hard or as tough or as traumatic or as evil or frustrating that you've gone through. But now you're here, now you're where you're at, now you can make choices. So dropping the should and the need to and the have to, I don't know, that I'll get off my little stool here, but that's
segue.
Be where you're at. Erica Mansfield, retired mama. She said, this book gives everyone an opportunity to take immediate steps towards being healthier and happier, regardless of where we are in life. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Philippa's knowledge is shared in a relatable way through her real life examples, and her genuine warmth really shines through the pages. Having consulted with Philippa in the past with great results for my health, I was excited to have many more wow moments as I read the book, and a feeling of being empowered to continue my journey. I wish I'd had access to the wisdom in this book when I was a young, very burnt out mum. I'm so glad to have the opportunity now as a woman in my 50s. Thanks, Philly.
Woohoo. I love that too. I actually love it when we have women or men kind of in midlife or a bit older. And I'm like, you're going to feel the best you've ever felt in your life after doing this. So you can just continue being better and better. Age is not a factor of whether you're going to go downhill or not. It's all the things that of a life lived and where your body is now at as you age. And you can change that.
What's that saying? Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Sometimes as we get to a certain age, it's harder to make change, isn't it? Because of these stories that we attach so much value to, but it's not impossible. What's the cost of not changing?
Yeah. Okay, so I am actually going to do a little bit of a reading from the book, and it's not anything that I wrote, but it's actually from Lisa Kordoff, who was the foreword author of the book. I reached out to her. She's just the most amazing woman. She's one of Australia's top life and wellness coaches specifically for women. And I reached out to her. I've been following her for years, and I've always looked up to her and admired her. And I'm like, who would I love to write the foreword for the book? I'm like, and I had a few people, and Lisa was definitely up there. And so I'm like, oh, Lisa won't say yes, but why not? Why not? Let's just reach out to her. And within like the less than 24 hours, she came back with a wholehearted yes. Of course I want to write your foreword. It's going to be amazing. Not like, actually, she didn't specifically say that it's going to be amazing, but she said this is so important. Like, more people need to know about this, and more people need to know about ways that we can support our health. And that, you know, even if your GP tests are fine when you're going to the doctor or the medical specialist, it doesn't mean that that's kind of like a roadblock, that there are other ways that we can address health and you can be 100% healthy and happy. So I wanted to read what she wrote, which is the first part of the book. So as I'm reading this is Lisa's words, not mine. And so she says, I was at an awards night recently sitting with a highly accomplished friend. She's the mum of 3, has a hugely successful career, looks on the outside to have it all together, but like many women similar to her, she was struggling with confusing health issues. She told me that she'd been working out daily at the gym and following healthy eating plans, but was exhausted all the time and gaining weight in a way that didn't make sense. Her body was a mystery to her. She'd seen countless professionals and experimented with so many things, and nothing had changed. It had been feeling really hopeless. That night she shared with me, she was feeling cautiously optimistic about the work she was doing with someone new. The testing process, she told me, had been eye-opening in itself, with things being tested that she hadn't even considered were important. The lights were starting to go on. Could she really discover what was actually going on? She mentioned the practitioner's name was Philly. Turns out it was the same Philly I'd been following on Instagram for a while. I loved the content I was seeing there. What a refreshing take on health. What common sense. What a friendly face, bringing burnt out women answers to questions that have eluded them for years. I felt excited for my friend and curious too. I wondered if she'd get results. It's a frustrating thing to be a woman who gets to midlife, has achieved a lot, who has overcome hurdles, born children, figured things out, to crash face first into health issues that don't make sense. Or at least they don't in the traditional medical model. So we take it upon ourselves to research and experiment with all sorts of outside the box solutions, but still issues persist. Confusion reigns. It shouldn't be this way. It should not be this hard to feel good in a time when we have so much access to information. And yet it is, because no one is talking about body systems burning out. As someone who has worked with thousands of women over the past decade, helping them create positive changes in their lives, the most common word I hear them use to describe how they feel is overwhelmed. Life is too much. In October 2022, I conducted the survey on women, stress, sleep, sex, and more. And of the 1,430 respondents, only 1.8% felt fully rested, which means 98.2% felt some level of tired. It's crazy what we've normalized, and we are desperate for a roadmap out. Our bodies are begging us to pay attention. Enter Ending Body Burnout. It's the book I'll be putting in the hands of everyone I know when she tells me she is confused about an aspect of her health. This book is so needed right now. Burnout rates are skyrocketing. Our generation knows so much. There's information everywhere, but it can feel like we are on a never-ending quest into the unknown. It's time-consuming, deflating, and often very expensive. There is so much to love about this book, and it's not just the fascinating exploration of applying functional medicine to our modern lives or the step-by-step approach Philly takes. Nope. I think it's the humanness of this book that makes it a brilliant read. Science is great, but it's often inaccessible. Philly has a remarkable way of breaking things down and making them actionable. Not only that, following the 3 stories, Rose, Hazel, and Isla, readers will relate to their struggles and symptoms, and they can sigh with relief, like I did, when the answers are presented clearly. Functional medicine is here to illuminate what's been hidden, and there is no better person to serve burnt-out women with this knowledge than Philly. She writes to educate, but it's her ability to educate and empower that makes this book something very special. Thank goodness for Philly bringing warmth and understanding. Ending Body Burnout is not just the promise of actual results, but it contains the proof it can happen for everyone. Women deserve to feel better. Let this book be the start of a brand new revolution of wellness. By Lisa Kordoff. P.S. That friend of mine who was cautiously optimistic she had found the right person to help her, turns out she got answers and the results and will never look back. Oh, I remember when I got
Awesome.
the Word doc in my email, and Lisa's like, oh, I've written 5 different versions of this, and just, it's okay, like if this is not good enough, just let me know, I'm happy to go again. And I was literally crying tears. I can't remember if you were there. Maybe. I think I told Chris later, and I'm like, crying tears just because I was so happy and appreciative, and it was just perfect and beautiful, and it was the most beautiful introduction to what then comes in the book. Okay. And not that I needed external validation. As I know the book is really good, but it was really heartwarming that we've had people backing us up and believing in the work that we do, and it's all encapsulated in this book. Okay. So, Chris.
Philly.
I told him before we pressed record, I'm like, hey, so we're going to do this, this, and this. But then at the end, do you want to just ask me some random questions about the book? So I don't know what he's going to ask what I'm going to answer.
I'm going to ask awesome questions. I'm going to kick butt.
Kick butt.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Do we put a time limit on it, or just ask it until these are all done? We'll go a couple of minutes. Yeah, anyway.
That's fine.
No, yeah. The end. Okay, so here we go. Philly. What inspired you to write the book?
You. No, not really.
Jeez.
What inspired me to write the book? I feel like there's a few different answers to this question because it wasn't one thing. I mean, I'm a writer. Even before I became a health practitioner, I was a writer and researcher at university. And so even going right back to high school.
PhD.
I loved writing. And a lot of it was creative writing, but also then how can we tell stories about real life things and make them not only entertaining, but connecting? And so when I thought about writing this book, I'm like, I don't want it to be just a dry science, a lot of information, how-to tips. I'm like, no, I want this book to have life, and I want the readers to really connect to it. So that was one of the questions. The other one was during 2021, we joined an amazing business coaching program called Key Person of Influence. And one of their suggestions was to write a book about what you do. And so I had that mulling in my head for about a year until I'm like, okay, I'm ready to write this book.
Awesome. And who is this book for?
Well, I think we answered that one earlier. So specifically, although in our practice we work with men and women, but this book I wrote more specifically for women because we have more unique reasons as to why the body systems burn out in the first place. And I also mentioned the vaginas before too. So
Awesome.
But men, you can read it too.
Totally. All right.
But also like women who are running patterns of perfectionism, people pleasing, addictive doing everything for everyone else, and your cup is empty. So yeah, you will get a lot of value if you've ticked any of those characteristics. You will get a lot of value. It goes beyond just, again, treating like symptoms or even body systems. It's looking at why the body systems burnt out in the first place based on the way you were wired.
Boom. Okay. So how is this book different to other books out there on burnout or even functional medicine?
Okay. Well, burnout, there's heaps of books on burnout. And I think every author has their own little scope around that. A lot of people write about burnout in terms of the psychological effects of working too hard. But this one, I mean, if you've been listening to our podcast or have worked with us in our Ending Body Burnout method, you'll know that we coin the term body burnout. So it's looking at not just burning the candle at both ends by the lifestyle that you're living, but now it's severely impacting the body systems, and now you're showing up with health issues. So it's really specific to body burnout. And functional medicine, well, I feel like Chris and I talk about this a lot in our practice. We don't know, especially in Australia, but even internationally, there is no other functional medicine practice like ours. So that we go beyond, like, functional medicine is root cause medicine. And what I found when I was treating just kind of like standard traditional functional medicine was it was great. It was another step, another level down into looking at the root that went beyond the medical system by looking at your body system, so your gut health, detox pathways, adrenals, and then also looking at the environment and nutrition. But in our practice, we look at the root cause of body burnout, specifically for people running these busy perfectionism, people-pleasing patterns. And so if you've read other functional medicine books, this is going to be way different to anything that you've experienced, because it's not just talking about diet and supplements and test. It's really giving you the structure around why someone burns out in the first place that goes beyond just the physical and environmental plane.
Yeah.
You're welcome to add anything, by the way. You know what's in the book.
Okay, so the book is made up of 4 parts. the body systems, heal thy mind, heal thy body, heal thy environment. Why these 4 principles? Let us know a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Okay. So our Ending Body Burnout method looks at these 4 parts as well. And so when you're writing a book, it's very hard to write a book. A book needs to make sense. And so I'm like, what are 4 different parts that I could include in the book so that it's structured and it makes sense and it's not confusing and spiraling and like everything is interconnected. But I wanted there to be 4 very distinct parts to the book so that someone could read it and be able to apply those parts easily without getting kind of confused about how it all spirals together. So you can't have energy, mood or gut issues and other inflammatory symptoms without there being some sort of body system imbalances. So that first part of the book looks at the body systems and looks at the neuroendocrine system, gastrointestinal system and the detoxification system. And I go through what these systems are, how to test for them, common reasons why they burn out, and then it's really looking at the body systems, not how to treat it yet. The other parts of the book look more at the root causes. So why did the body systems burn out in the first place? Then we dive into the mind. And so that looks at the deeper hidden beliefs and programming that's happening in your unconscious state that is driving certain patterns that then lead to burnout and then lead to the body systems burning out, and also looks at the nervous system. So it dives into deeper beliefs that we have about ourselves that then lead to patterns, and also how can we actually reprogram the mind and regulate the nervous system so the body systems can actually heal. Heal thy body then goes into more what we call surface level root causes. So what are you doing with your eating, sleeping and movement habits that may be contributing to body systems burning out? And also what are some healing strategies that you can use to support a body that is burnt out? And then the last part is heal thy environment. And so that's now looking at what else is happening outside of you. So what's happening in your environment? Is there potential poisons or toxins that may be burning your body systems out? And how can we tidy that side of things up? But also looking at who you're hanging out with, how you can get your family to support you on your healing journey. And also when you heal yourself and really deeply connect and love yourself, how that can have this most beautiful ripple effect out into your family and into your community.
Love it. So follows 3 girls, 3 women, Rose, Hazel, Isla. Can you tell us a little bit more about these women?
Okay, so this was my creative way of creating the book so that it's not just a factual book. It actually has some heart to the book. And so initially I thought, there's so many case studies of people that we've worked with, myself, Chris also, although he's not a woman, so he wouldn't have been in the book as a case study. He features in the book quite a lot.
As how?
Oh, you don't know. You'll have to read the book.
Oh, sorry. I get you. I get what you mean. Yes.
There's some stories about you in the book.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Yes, I remember reading those ones. Anyway, so there were lots of case studies that that I could have used, but I also just in terms of protecting people's privacy and also to make it so that there was a storyline throughout the book, I decided to combine different types of women that we have worked with similar symptomology and similar programming or patterns, and then turning those into 3 characters. So there's Rose. She is, I might actually just ignore if I get a few little facts wrong about these women.
Made some change. We've made
I believe she's got 3 children.
we've tweaked it up a little bit here and there.
But she is really suffering with, sorry, I'm going to have to
Just do it.
Have
Do it
some
right into. Do it into the microphone. It's the good thing
Oh,
about.
I've been talking too much. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so Rose is really struggling with brain fog, chronic fatigue, also candida, thrush, and even to the point that she used to be very active. So now if she just goes for a walk around the block, she's feeling exhausted. And she also has a lot of patterns that show up as motherhood martyrdom, where she is doing everything else for her family and for her clients, but burning herself out to the detriment of herself. So I follow her journey around what body systems are imbalanced. For her, it was the brain, the mitochondria, candida overgrowth, but then also deeper unconscious beliefs that she had about herself around being unlovable, which then caused her to develop this martyrdom pattern of people pleasing and always putting other people before herself to the detriment of herself. And then as we follow through, you'll find that she eats a lot of sugar and she's living in a moldy house and all sorts of stuff. Hazel, I think Hazel's quite spunky. So she's kind of like definitely an addicted doer. She'll wake up in the morning, she'll work all day. She has 2 little boys, but she's working at home as well. She's climbing the corporate ladder and she is not living a healthy life. She stays up way too late. She's eating all the foods until she develops severe gut issues, where she now has a lot of food sensitivities, and also anxiety and energy issues and stuff are showing up as well. So she was really fun to create and follow. There were a lot of similarities with her and me. And so I really enjoyed working with Hazel in the writing of the book. And again, I go through her story as well. So she grew up with parents who always put a lot of pressure on her to perform and to achieve well. And so she again developed these patterns of overdoing and addictive doing as a way to try and prove herself, whereas there were deeper root causes around deep unconscious beliefs of not being adequate or inadequate. And then she's had like separations and all sorts of stuff. So we go through her journey. She ends up having SIBO and adrenal fatigue and a few other things that I can't remember off the top of my head now, but it's awesome. And yeah, so Hazel's lots of fun. She actually ends up with some chemical sensitivities as well. So weird nerve issues because she's on technology too much. And then the last lady is Isla, and she is lovely and spunky also, works or owns a hair salon. So she's around a lot of toxins, and she's also had childhood sexual trauma in the past. And although she appears as this confident, bubbly, life of the party woman, she's actually suffering with a lot of self-confidence issues and a lot of self-worth issues. And it's showing up as a lot of yo-yo patterns. So one day she'll eat really strict low calorie keto, and then the next she'll be out at a party with friends and pressured into eating all the cheese platters and the wine. She's struggling with a lot of hormone issues, female hormone issues, detox issues. And again, she was a beautiful woman to work with because she had a lot of just unconscious baggage that needed healing. And then when that happened, she was then able to do the things that she needed to do in order to heal and then experience symptom relief. I'm talking about these women as if I really know them, and I do.
It's the technical term that you're looking for is a smush. They're a smush of several women.
Well, yeah, and like even as I was writing,
it's pronounced smush.
Even as I was writing, I'm even trying to think about something specific, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is when I worked with such and such client, and this is like this was a conversation I had with this client, or this is what we did with this client. So maybe I love them and I know them because they are a smush of all the wonderful people we've worked with.
What is your big vision for this book?
I want this book to be in the hands of every busy woman with energy, mood, and gut issues. At the very least in Australia, but international as well. And I think another reason why we wrote the book was because sometimes people aren't ready or able to work specifically with us. But this book has so much gold information in it that there is a bunch of stuff that you could take from the book and start implementing in your life straight away and get amazing results. So there's only so much time. There's only so much time that that Chris and I have to work with people. So the book is just a ripple effect that I hope will continue touching lives until after I die, even.
Solid goals. How can someone get their hands on the book?
Yeah, awesome. Well, we talked about that earlier. So in the show notes, we will pop a link underneath the show notes that will take you straight to the book page on our website that you can purchase. Remember, we do have the pre-release bonuses. So it's $291 worth of free fun things that can help you in your journey to end your body burnout. So if you purchase the book before the book is physically released at the end of October, then you will get access to all of those bonuses. And also too, it'll be very soon available on Amazon, Book Depository, all those online bookstores, and look out for local bookstores as well. If you want to see the book in your local area, let me know the book, or actually you could even let the bookstore know and they can order the book in. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. This was a bit of a random episode now that I think about it. Please excuse. No, actually, just hopefully you enjoyed our laughs and jokes and our meandering around the content of the book. So FYI, on the book page when you buy the book, there's some more information. So if you have a business, or even if you have friends or family that you would like to gift this book to, we do have discounts for bulk orders or corporate orders. Mm-hmm. So shoot us an email if you're interested in that. Also, I'm rallying together a book squad to spread the word of the Ending Body Burnout book. So you will receive, as part of the book squad, an advanced copy of the book. You'll get a book squad kit and also an affiliate link where you can receive 10% from book sales and also any bookings for live launch events. Again, email us to apply. And finally, I'm wanting to do a photo shoot soon, and I'm looking for 5 women to join me in the photo shoot, because I don't want it to just, I mean, you see a lot of the photos and it's just Chris and I, but our business, Ending Body Burnout method, the book, isn't just us, it's the community. So I would love 5 amazing women to join me in the photo shoot. You'll receive a copy of the book, a happy buy your own product, and you can also receive a professional portrait photo of yourself from the photo shoot.
Oh, yay.
So if you're interested in that will be in Tasmania. Don't have the date yet, but send me an email, and the first 5 to email me will get in.
Super cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.